What's up, y'all? We're live here. It is Thursday, January 23rd. And yeah, we're here. We're live. We're enjoying ourselves, enjoying what life has to offer us. And welcome, everybody. I already saw some people were talking in the stream. I saw Fosiai, say, look, he can't watch the stream. He's going to be driving home. I mean, I don't know if bro's ever heard of pulling over. No, I'm kidding. Enjoy your drive home. And I see Johnny here, too. Great topic. I'll be there. Yeah, listen, we have a good topic today. We're going to be talking about, is Conor McGregor top 5 GOATs? And look, I know a lot of people might be like, that's an obvious no. Well, today we're going to be sort of, I guess, like ranking. Hold up, guys. Yeah, we're gonna be sort of ranking, as you guys could see, the top these top of the tier list here. Let me see, guys. Let me show you guys what we're going to be doing. Let me kind of adjust it as well, actually, just so you guys could see the full thing, so you guys could see everything. Yeah, this is perfect. I mean, sorry guys, little just adjusting on the fly here. Yeah, look, this is good. Yeah, so today we're gonna be, there's a tier list. These are just random. What's up, Johnny? I see you're here now. Yeah, these are just a bunch of fighters. These are about like 100 fighters, random. I didn't take a look. We're going to be ranking them in top whatever, you know what I mean? We're going to be ranking them, giving my thoughts on each fighter. And yeah, as you guys can see, there's a lot. So we're going to get into all of it. Should we just start off, because, I feel like let's not warm ourselves. Let's get into this. Conor McGregor is here, and I'll give my thoughts once we hit him. There's, Stipe, Justin Gaethje. I don't want to reveal too much for even myself. So let's see. Okay, guys. First one, Donald Cerrone. Now, this is obviously, we got 3 Donald Cerrones here. We got prime Donald Cerrone. We got the washed Donald Cerrone. Now we got steroid Donald Cerrone. So which one of this is it really? Look, at the end of the day, I think we got to judge him, obviously, on the whole career. I would probably say, man, it's kind of hard to blindly rank them too, because I do want to kind of put them in order. But I guess this could fit. I guess each tier really fits about 15 or so. So yeah, I'm gonna put him in journeyman. I think that's pretty fair. Look, in his prime, he has some good wins, some good fights, and obviously his last UFC fights, he lost all of them. What's up, Pink Cloud? I see you here. Yeah, we saw that Donald Cerrone lost a lot of his newer UFC fights, and look, he never really got a belt or anything like that. So I would say journeyman. I would say there were times where he was close, but never really successful. So yeah, I put Donald Cerrone as, I guess, 80. Now we got Colby Covington, who obviously has been in the conversation a lot. I'm just going to put him here for now. I didn't put him as BMF, guys. Don't worry. I'm just putting him here for now. There's been a lot of conversation about Colby Covington, especially now he's been losing 2 in a row. Your channel is very underrated. Wish you the best. Thank you, Stop Motion MMA. Appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words, bro. But no, Colby Covington has been kind of the topic of conversation for a long time. Since he really fought Joaquin Buckley, we've been talking about, there's been so many comments I've been seeing debating, is Colby Covington washed? Was he ever even good? So this is a good topic. This is a good person to talk about. My personal opinions on Colby Covington, look, people I feel like either steer one way or the other. Some people say, oh, this guy was the greatest, and then he had that layoff and came back and now it just looks bad. And some people say he was never good. He was always trashed, always picking fights, picked, easy fights in the rankings, has very little wins over top guys. Hey guys, happy Thursday. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, so I would probably say that where I lean on the whole Colby Covington thing is I think he was good. I don't think that you could say like, oh, he was so trash in this. Look, did he take the easy fights? Of course. And I don't think that he is like, I think sometimes people drag it when it's like GSP versus Colby Covington, but these were the conversations being had. Like, people were actually legitimately debating. Like, hardcore MMA fans were debating this 2021, 2020, 2019. this was a debate like, oh, is Colby, maybe not 2019, but Colby Covington, is he as good as GSP? He would be the champion if it wasn't for Usman dominating the division. That was the conversation. Now he's obviously fallen off. I don't want to put him at BMF because he's not at BMF, but I actually feel like that's, in terms of top 40, that's actually a decent placement for now. I want to see who else is here, and we'll determine that. But I could see him being very well in the top 50, top 40 to top 50 range. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's pretty fair. I mean, it's not that high, but it's not so low. Next up, we got Michael Chandler. I'm going to also put him at the BMF just for now. Michael Chandler, in terms especially in the UFC, has not really proved himself at all. Obviously, has a long Bellator career. Where, yeah, look, he had some good fights. I like the Eddie Alvarez fight. He has wars with both the Patricio brothers, actually. Lost to one, 1-1. Beat one, I should say. Yeah, so and in the UFC, he obviously is waiting for that Conor McGregor fight. Don't think he'll get it. People forget how impressive prime Colby was, and I agree with that. I think that people easily forget. That's why I think he's at least top 40, guys. Like, I think there's definitely people out here that'd be like, oh, he's 65, 80. And like, come on, guys. If Cerrone's at 80, it's fair to say Colby's at 40 here. But for Chandler, I definitely think he's before Colby. I think, look, I mean, he beat Dan Hooker. Let's review his UFC resume real quick, right? He beat Dan Hooker, right? He beat, who else did he beat? Well, then he went on to lose to Oliveira, lost to Gaethje, beat Tony Ferguson, lost to Dustin Poirier, came back recently, lost to Oliveira. So that is a pretty pathetic resume. Colby is fine. He made noise to get attention. It worked. It worked to BH, as cringe as it is. I didn't know his name until that Brazil comment. Exactly. Well, look, at the end of the day, even if it's cringe, people are talking about you. You know what I mean? So that's all that matters really in this game. Some people sacrifice anything just to be, you know, talked about, popular. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. I would probably place. I'm kind of between top 50 and 65. I'll put 50 for now, and we could always move him. I saw Colby beat RDA live. He's definitely solid. Damn, man. You must be crying over the ticket differences now and then, because, geez. Next one, Khabib. I mean, you got it right now. I'm going to put him on top 5 GOATs just because, I mean, I don't know who else is on here. I don't think, like, everybody is on here. There's a potential he could be bumped out to legend, but I'm going to leave him in the GOAT for now just because I don't know who's on here, and you know, it might not be so good. Moving on, Curtis Blaydes. Now, Curtis Blaydes, I think, is one of the most underrated heavyweights of all time. Oh, not of all time. Hold up, time out. I would just say one of the most underrated heavyweights right now. I think he has a good. I think his ground and pound is insane. His striking isn't really all that bad. Will you ever send me the link for the tier list? Will you send me the link to this tier list in the Discord? I will. Okay, I could do it right now, actually. I'll just do it right now. Guys, check out the Discord. Whenever you can. I'm sending it right now. All right. So yeah. So Curtis Blaydes, I think, is an underrated ass heavyweight. I think he's pretty good. I think that they're really trying to push him out because he's always been that guy that has, you know, like lost to the champ. Like he lost to Ngannou, so he kind of always was like, let's not push him. He lost to now he's lost to Tom Aspinall. And he's not popular enough right now to really pass that. And anytime it seems like he gets close to that win, he loses. Like he lost Sergey Pavlovich. Khabib the GOAT. Well, I don't know about all time, but you know, he's up there. Like he's a great fighter, but I would probably put Khabib if we're gonna talk finality. I don't know, actually. I mean, I don't have. Maybe one day. I've done this before, I think, on stream where I gave my top 15. I don't really remember it, to be honest. But I'm sure Khabib was on there. Oh, man, I don't think he was. Because at the end of the day, look, Khabib, really, he retired so early. You can't really, bro, like for context, look at Oliveira. Oliveira beat Gaethje. Oliveira beat Dustin Poirier. And, okay, yeah, Khabib beat Conor. And Chandler could easily replace Conor. I mean, Chandler versus McGregor right now is a 50-50 fight. So, you know, according to odds, it's pretty easy. That's pretty similar fights. Anyway, but about Curtis Blaydes, I wouldn't put him in top 25. However, I will put Curtis Blaydes, I think, in the top 50. But does he go before or behind Michael Chandler? Let me see. I'm gonna put him in front of. I'm gonna put him in front of Michael Chandler just because he has beaten some guys. Obviously beat Tom Aspinall, but that was not really a win. Who has Curtis Blades beat? Now I'm drawing like a blank. I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, he beat Jalton Almeida, Chris Dawkins, Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Oh yeah, Alexander Volkov, Junior Dos Santos, Alistair Overeem. Yeah, I think these names are better than Chandler. But Chandler does have the Pitbull brothers, which I think is a pretty impressive, underrated thing to have in your resume. So I would put probably, though, Curtis above Chandler. Moving on, though, Johnny Walker. Oh, my God. I'm going to put this guy in unranked, I think. Johnny Walker. Although, I don't know. I mean, look, I will put him in unranked, and here's why I'm going to put him behind Donald Cerrone, because Donald Cerrone at least had a prime we could refer to. Johnny Walker never really hit his prime or ever really hit a point where, like, okay, yeah, he was good. I'm almost tempted to put him in jobber because I feel like he is a jobber a little bit. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what a jobber is, in all honesty, but I feel like it's someone that, like, almost makes it, but then doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That's, like, right on the outside of it. That's my take, but I'll put him in unranked. Moving on, we got Ali Aquinta, the man to step in on short notice against who do you call it? Against Khabib. Now, Ali Aquinta I think is good. Obviously, I wouldn't say top level, so I think right away he's not in the top 50. I'd probably put him above Donald Cerrone for journeyman. But maybe even at the end of elite it could go, but I would probably say journeyman. I mean, he's got elite insurance game, man. House insurance. If I ever buying a house, I'm gonna go to him, just for the fun of it, right? Or I hear Aljamain Sterling too. I hear he's good. That's on houses, but Khamzat Chimaev. This is an interesting one because I'm just putting him here for now. This is an interesting one because Khamzat Chimaev has never really like proved himself. There's a lot of theories on how good this guy could be. He looked very good against Robert Whittaker, and for that, I'm going to put him, I think, over Colby, to be honest. I mean, I think Robert Whittaker, Usman, and Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, that's arguably better resume than Colby has. Jack DeConner, Khabib, the Jack DeConner Khabib beat was prime motivated pre-leg break McGregor that dominated by Khabib is one of the reasons why I call him the GOAT, and now like Quinta is underrated. Oh, Khabib is the reason why I call him the GOAT. Well, I don't think I personally think Conor, he didn't look bad in the Khabib fight. Let's be honest, he did not look bad at all, and actually looked pretty impressive when you compare to his other opponents, like when you compare Justin Gaethje, when you compare Dustin Poirier. But I will say, though, I think that the boxing really did play a hand in Conor McGregor's downfall. I think, in hindsight, I think he almost kind of like fell in love with boxing and maybe just liked boxing more and just fell out of love with the whole grappling. And maybe especially after the Khabib fight made it worse because he's like, yeah, this guy makes me feel like I suck at grappling. But so I kind of attribute his downfall to the boxing match. But whether you think it's, here nor there, because Conor even said himself he was drinking during the training camp. And things like that. So I'm not sure if it was perfect Conor here. Like, I don't think it's like, we're talking, Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor, or Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor, or even Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. I feel like it was the start of his downfall. Personally, I feel like it was the boxing match. But we'll get to McGregor in a little bit, probably. I'm going to put Khamzat Chimaev, I think, in the top 40. It could be moved to top 25, depending on who's in there. But, yeah, we'll see. So, moving on, Jan Blachowicz. This one's an interesting one. Jan Blachowicz, I think, definitely deserves some recognition. I'm going to put him in the top 40, maybe even top 25, because I think he deserves some recognition. Like, he beat, especially at an older age, I know he won the title off Dominic Reyes, but, that's not so impressive nowadays. Israel Adesanya, he beat. Lost to Glover, yes. Had a close fight against Pereira. Had a draw against Magomed Ankalaev. knocked out Luke Rockhold, which, look, isn't the most impressive either, but I would argue is better resume thus far than Khamzat and Colby, to be honest, which is crazy to say about Colby, but it just goes to show how kind of weak Colby's resume is. So yeah, I put him there. Magomed Ankalaev, I would probably also put in the top 40 because we don't know his full potential, but I could very well see him moving up. Does he go above or below Jan? I'm going to put him below Jan. I know this might rustle a few feathers, but it's because when they fought, I actually scored the fight for Jan. I had it 1, 2, 3, and then the other 2 rounds for Magomed. Now, that being said, I understand that one of those rounds could be a 10-8. I actually didn't score it a 10-8 when I first watched it, but when I heard the 10-8 scorecard, I was like, yeah, that actually does make kind of sense. This fight should be a 10-8. I don't know how many of you guys have actually seen the fight. It was a while ago now at this point. But yeah, no, so I would put Jan above, and especially because he's had the title and he's defended it and he has a better resume. I think he should go above Magomed for all those reasons. The Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung. This is an interesting one. So yeah, he's a guy that also never reached a title, is a legend, has legendary fights. I'm going to put him, I don't want to put him in, I'm going to put him in elite, I think. I think elite is very fair for the Korean Zombie. Moving on, Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar, has obviously had a bit of an on and off career. I think he's definitely below interim. I think he's probably a journeyman. Do I put him above? I'm kind of tempted to put Al Iaquinta above him, but I'm going to put... I was really impressed. I think the best performance from Calvin Kattar was the Giga Chikadze fight. And Giga Chikadze has not been really active. I mean, can we take a look at his resume? Calvin Kattar. Let's see. Calvin Kattar. Let's see this. Okay, so we're looking at Calvin Kattar. All right, so there's Aljamain Sterling he lost to. Damn, he has 3 losses in a row. I didn't even realize. He arguably beat Josh Emmett. He has a 3-fight loss streak, but it really doesn't feel like that because I was going to say, wow, he lost. But I forget. Look, this one was arguably a robbery. We could have gone the other way. I wouldn't say robbery, but could have went the other way very much, and it was a very close fight. Arnold Allen, that was a weird one where he just tore his ACL jumping in a weird way. Aljamain Sterling, he lost to. That was a normal fight, but yeah, then he beat Giga Chikadze. Before that, lost to Max Holloway, beat Dan Ige, Jeremy Stevens, lost to Sabit. Yeah, look, I think Calvin Kattar still has the potential to grow, but yeah, I think that's a very fair placement. I think the Korean Zombie definitely goes above him. Moving on, we're moving on to the next one, guys. Israel Adesanya, 185, one of the best 185ers to ever do it. I'm going to definitely have to put... I know Jan has a win above him, but I'm going to put him in Hall of Fame, I think. I think he goes in top 25. I mean, to defend the title how he did, and especially in hindsight, it gets even more impressive when you see... Nowadays, I feel like this past year, it's really shown the grapplers like have such a huge advantage. So the fact that a guy that was really just good at striking held the title, it's even more impressive. Like, you know, like, look, I know I never fought like a Khabib or anything like that, but Martin Vettori is a guy who shot takedowns, mixed it up. That's very hard to defend against, especially when a guy is mixing it up. Who else? He fought Jan Blachowicz and did decent early on, and then later on lost the later rounds. But I think he's had some moments in his career. Obviously knocked out Alex Pereira, I think, is one of the more impressive ones, especially. I think Alex Pereira is probably some here, so I'll get to him where he lands. But yeah, I think Israel Adesanya top 25 at the very least. You never know. I don't think he'll move up, but I mean, potentially. I mean, I doubt it, though. Yeah, but moving on here, we got Amir Albazi, which is an interesting one. I like how this one is just like random. You know, that's what I like about this. I would probably put Amir Albazi... I would definitely not top 4, definitely not top 50, definitely not top 65. But I would say I'm going to put him above Johnny Walker just because he hasn't been knocked out goofily. And yeah, I'll put him at top 95. I think that's pretty fair. Ikram Aliskerov is going to top 110. I'm sorry, but he has not proved himself. And it seems like this guy... Oh, no, Ikram Aliskerov. Wait, I think I'm mixing it up. No, I think I'm actually... Fuck, I don't think... No, I'm talking about Shamil Gaziev. Let's see who, because Aliskerov has actually had some good wins recently after that Robert Whitaker, right? Because he fought Robert Whitaker. Oh no, he last fought Robert Whitaker. Well, I'm still gonna stick him where he is, but it isn't as much of a hateful one, you know. And I would probably, and I'll probably move. Like I think this is the lowest he'll probably get to. I mean, yeah, like I think people will go behind him. I imagine. Jay Alton Almeida is another guy I've been impressed with a lot lately. I think his grappling is very good. I think that he beat Sergey Spivak recently, and about as I expected. I'm gonna have to put him though. Who was he? BB Sergey Spivak. I'm gonna put him before Michael Chandler, slightly before. I think Michael Chandler just has a better resume, and everything like that. And also Curtis Blades might beat Jalton Almeida, so you can't really put him above Curtis Blades. Okay, now I got Anderson Silva. That's going in top 5 GOATs for me. I gotta say, I mean, like I said, the run. I know a lot of people could say, oh, his opponents weren't as good as they are now. I think he definitely has some decent opponents that you could throw in there that are still relevant today. And things that are definitely good on his resume. I think look, like, I get people picking at the resumes and things like that, but like, you could pick at little things here and there. I don't think it can change the facts that he did defend his title a lot against a lot of formidable guys, and you know, pretty good competition, and also got a lot of cool finishes, and like I said, dominated for a long time. So yeah, I think personally that. Moving on, we have the GOAT, Ben Askren. No, where should we put Ben Askren? I'm gonna probably put Ben Askren. I think, does he go above Ikram Aliskerov? I would say yeah, just because obviously he has some other stuff and other promotions. He might even get to top 95, but at the end of it, but I don't know. Moving on, Tom Aspinall. I'm excited for this one because Tom Aspinall, I've been saying, I think is going to go down as the heavyweight GOAT, so I have a lot of praise for him. And a matter of fact, I'm going to put him behind Adesanya. I think that's fair. I think when everything is all said and done, he very well could probably go above Adesanya, maybe even in this category. That's how high I am on Tom Aspinall. But, you know, I think that this is probably a fair placement just based on what he has done so far. Edson Barboza is another legend of the game here. Where should we put Edson? So Edson, obviously very good kicks. Not a guy that's going to necessarily win a title, but a guy that he has some good fights and everything like that. Let's see. I want to take a look at his full resume before to compare it to everyone else's. Let's see. Edson. This will help remind us, tell us. Okay. Okay, what the hell is this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, lost to Lerone Murphy. Got hurt by, almost got finished, I think, in the first round, if I remember correctly. Beat Sadiq Youssef also after almost getting finished the first round of that fight, too. Billy Quarantino. Oh, right, that was a good knee. I remember that. Lost to Bryce Mitchell, Giga Chikadze. I mean, he's a guy that brings entertaining fights and can finish at any time, but lost to, like, a lot of elite guys, you know what I mean? And obviously, I think we all know this. I'd probably put him. Does he go behind the Korean Zombie or in front? That's the question. I want to put him. I don't know about in front, man. I don't know. I'm gonna put him behind. I think I'm putting him behind. I don't know. I'm very 50-50. I feel like they're both very similar. You could put Barboza was tough, better than his record would indicate. Now that's why I'm like, should I put? I just don't know if he's on this level, on the top 50 level. But no, I definitely think he's elite. So I'm like, I don't know. He's definitely tough. He's a guy that if he was in another organization, he would definitely dominate or, you know, close to it. Sean Brady. He's a guy that I also could see being a champion at some point in time. He's very good, very skilled, very good grappling, and decent striking too, and is always improving, always looking to improve. I would not put him in top 25, obviously, but I think I'll put him in. I'll put him in elite. I think I'll put him both in front of these two. Because, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put him actually behind them because he hasn't really proved it. I think he definitely could go above these guys, but he hasn't proved it yet. I think actually I'm going to do this. I think this is my hot take of the day. I'm going to put Barboza, Brady, Korean Zombie. That is my hot take of the day. That's where I'm going to put this. Moving on, though, Edson Barboza. I mean, Edson Barboza. I just said Edson Barboza. Let's redo this. Brock Lesnar. All right, Brock Lesnar is here. Yeah, Brock Lesnar obviously was definitely good in his prime. Honestly, has some decent wins, but also looked kind of shit against Cain Velasquez. Looked good against Frank Mir in the rematch where he absolutely obliterated Frank Mir. Lost the first fight to Frank Mir. So I don't know. Where does he go? This one's definitely an interesting one. He's definitely a big, strong guy. I was able to take guys down. Beat Shane Carwin, too. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking I'm going to probably put him in. I'll probably put him in Elite. I'll probably put him at the top of Elite, to be honest. Arguable top 50. Let's see. Okay, so next is Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is someone also I think I'm very high on. He obviously hasn't looked that good out of late, and I don't think ever really reached that potential I necessarily thought he was going to. But I definitely think he's very well-rounded. He has great jiu-jitsu, great knockout power. I would put him in Elite, and I would put him behind Brock Lesnar, just because he hasn't really won a title. He hasn't defended his title, and I think that's a fair placement, because I do think he's good. Next up, Jared Cannonier, who is pretty old, but has been looking really good lately. Looked good against Marvin Vettori last year. Obviously lost a few this year. I'm going to put him in. I think I'll put him in. I think I'm going to also put this guy in Elite. I think I'm going to put him above Edson Barboza. So I think it goes Lesnar, Gilbert Burns, Jared Cannonier, all this and that. Now, Cain Velasquez, I'm going to really highly rank. I think he's a guy that got plagued by injuries. I think even his loss to Fabricio Werdum had more to do with altitude than his actual skill. Like, I think this guy, I think he could have been reigning the heavyweight division for a long time here. So for that reason, I'm going to put him above Adesanya. Hot take, I know. That might be a hot take. A lot of y'all might not agree with that, but that's just where I'm putting Cain Velasquez. All right, I think Cain Velasquez definitely was super skilled. And like I said, even how he lost the title, I think that is a bit questionable. I mean, obviously, a fight's a fight, and you lose, you'll lose. It doesn't really matter. No one else is to blame but you. But, I mean, I'm just saying, I think if it was in another place, maybe he wins that fight. You know, I don't know. Not taking anything away from Werdum. Next up, though, Henry Cejudo. Man, where do I put this guy? So, Henry Cejudo, obviously, he won the both flyweight and bantamweight championship. Prime Cain above Adesanya. Well, you don't like this, huh? Or is that a agreement? I would definitely put him there, though. I would put Henry Cejudo. This one's interesting. I would put Henry Cejudo. I think, man, I think I'm gonna put him in this area. I don't know if he goes. I'll put him above Jan Blachowicz, though. I think he beat Dominic Cruz, knocked him out. Beat Demetrius Johnson in a very close fight. Arguably didn't, but it's whatever. Had a close fight with Aljamain Sterling, even though I know that was a loss. It was still very close, even with long layoff. So I'd put him there. Chael Sonnen is the GOAT. Let's put him in the GOAT. Now, I would probably put Chael Sonnen realistically. I think, look, he was decent, but obviously I think in terms of top guys was not always there. I'd probably put him... I'd probably put him in no, I don't know. I'd probably put him honestly at journeyman, just because I think Calvin Kattar is better. I mean, maybe if I move Kattar to elite and him there, maybe that'll make things better. So maybe I'll just do that. Like I said, I'm probably going to move things around. I'm saying I agree. Bold but accurate. Prime Velasquez is incredible. Exactly, yeah. And I think pound for pound, I do think that, anyway, Prime Cain beats Adesanya. So, DC is next. This one's going to be a good one to talk about. I'm going to put DC in top 10. I think I could easily put him at GOAT, but I think there's probably a top 5 out there that I prefer. I mean, honestly, though, I would probably put DC above Khabib. So I think I got to bring Khabib down a notch. Or actually, I'll put them all in GOAT, and then I'll probably divvy it up. I don't think that DC and Khabib are going to wind up in GOAT, but maybe. You never know. Maybe Khabib does. Maybe DC does. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, Paulo Costa. We're almost done with this list, I think. Like we're about like halfway or so. Paulo Costa. I'd probably put Paulo Costa. I mean, look, I think that he probably is gonna go here. I think he probably goes there, journeyman, just because he hasn't really been putting it on lately. He's lost a lot of fights. He lost to Rob Whittaker, though he did look pretty decent in that fight. Lost to Sean Strickland, dominated. Got knocked out by Adesanya, beat by Marvin Vettori. I mean, he's been beat by a lot of guys, and it's really hard to remember the guys that he has actually beat. I mean, Luke Rockhold. I mean, yeah, not exactly stacking the greatest resume of all time here. Jose Aldo, I think, is in top 10. I think so. I think you got to put him in the top 10. Beneil Dariush. Let's see. I would put Beneil Dariush probably. He there was a time where I thought he could beat Islam Makhachev, and I'm not saying I think that anymore. Definitely not. But I'd probably put him in. He's never really gotten a chance to prove himself, man. I mean, he beat. I think his most impressive one is Mateusz Gamrot. I would probably put him. I'd probably put him here. Maybe even a journeyman. Actually, I'll put him in. I'll move him up, and I'll probably put him. Does it go above Cerrone? Yeah, I'm gonna put him above Cerrone and Iaquinta. I'm gonna put him there. I think that's a fair placement. Nate Diaz is a guy. I think you got to put him in journeyman. I think you got to put him in straight up journeyman. I think he is the top of the journeyman class. Let's put it that way. Next up, let's see. So we got RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos. Salam, boys. What's up? Hamza. RDA, I mean, RDA obviously has had a long UFC career. He was a lightweight champion at one point. Let's see, man. I mean, this one's tough. He fought at 170. Never really found much success there. I would put him. I'd probably put him in elite. I'll put him. I'm in between. I think I'll put him after Sean Brady. So yeah, I put him in elite. Dricus du Plessis. I think you got to put this guy. I mean, yes, did he beat Adesanya? Yes, but I don't think this only goes on who beats who, because then we'll have a whole complicated list. Personally, I'll put him in top 40, and then I'll put him above Magomed. Yes, he beat Adesanya, but you can't just say, oh, Adesanya beat him, so we got to put no, because I wouldn't say that he's better than Tom Aspinall. I wouldn't say, but we're talking about resume, we're talking about skills, we're talking about everything. It's all everything put into one. Where you put Tony Ferguson, I'm not sure if he's on here, but if he is, we'll definitely rank him. But where would I? If Tony's not on here, I'll just give this away. I'd probably put him at this point in elite or top 50, but probably elite, because Tony's prime. But obviously Tony, where he is right now, not so good. Michael Bisping. Now, Michael Bisping was always a guy that kind of never made it to the title until he got that last notice title shot, obviously, against Luke Rockhold. So he is a guy, too, that didn't really have knockout power, didn't really finish a lot of guys, was going to a lot of decisions. And then he won the title and kind of like rebranded himself. RDA was always tough, elite, gatekeeper. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I think. So, and that's what I did. I think I put him in elite. Yeah, I put him in elite. Michael Bisping, I would put in elite, I think, as well. And I would put him. I'll put him after Dos Anjos. That might be a hot take to some, but I mean, I think Michael Bisping has some good wins, but I think he does have good wins. That's why I think he's going to be that high up, to be honest. But that's just me. Moving on, Shavkat. Oh, my God. I'm going to put Shavkat in the top 50. I mean, I'll put him at the end of it just because we don't really know much about him. He didn't look all that good in the fight with Ian Gary, but I honestly think that's more has to do with Ian Gary's skill and not really Shavkat. Ian Gary, I think, is just a tougher guy, to be honest. Also, we have Eddie Alvarez, who was also a lightweight champion, beat RDA. I'm gonna put him in, especially as a long Bellator career. You know, had a career at one. It's also, I think, actually having a bare knuckle boxing fight this weekend. Fun fact enough. I'll put him up. I'm gonna put him, I think, in elite. Yeah, I'll put him in elite. I'll put him above Dos Anjos. That's what I think. Most of these guys are elite level, it seems. Leon Edwards, I'm gonna put in the top 50. I think we got to put him above these guys. I think. Or I know, and I think I'm going to do this, and I think I'm going to move Colby here to top 40, to top 50. I bumped Colby down a level. So there we go. We bumped Colby down, and Leon is, I think, the top because obviously he beat Colby. I do think, and Tony is here, by the way. We're going to rank him next, but I do think, by the way, Colby Covington didn't break his leg round 1 of UFC 296. Colby wins. That's my opinion, but who gives a fuck about my opinion? I'm going to put, we just talked about this, so I'm going to put Tony Ferguson in the top of the elite, I think, just because his prime you can't forget about. And obviously, I don't think he can go much higher just because of where he is right now. But he definitely, I mean, honestly, I'm debating about top 50. I'll put him in top 50 at the end of the top 50, maybe even above Shavkat and Jay Alton and Michael Chandler, just because of his resume from before and his finishes from before, maybe even above Curtis Blades. I'll put him that high. I think though, if we're just talking about his prime, he maybe even goes higher. Maybe he's in top 25. But we also have Rafael Fiziev, who also has been kind of unfortunate. I mean, he seemed to be getting a lot of hype. Then he lost Justin Gaethje. Then he tore his ACL against, I think, Arman Sarukian, right? I believe that was the fight that he tore his ACL. Or maybe it was Mateusz Gamrot. I don't know, someone that he tore his ACL against. And has been missing ever since. I know he's been trying to get a fight. Personally, I think where he is right now, I think you got to put him... I'm going to put him at the end of elite. I don't think he's at that journeyman level yet, but he is. He definitely is just a name for now. He doesn't really have much else right now in terms of fighting. We also have Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, I think, is very high level. Justin Gaethje, even though he was never really a champion, has some good names to his resume. Some say he won a round against Khabib. I think that's obviously just... It depends on how you scored it. He beat Dustin Poirier. A lot of people favored him to beat Max Holloway. Knocked down Charles Oliveira. Beat Michael Chandler. I'd probably say he's right here. Maybe even above Dricus Du Plessis, to be honest. That's where I would put him, top 40. And he's in the BMF, so it works out. Mateusz Gamrot, as we kind of referenced before, I'm going to put Mateusz Gamrot. He hasn't really shown all that much. I mean, he just lost to Dan Hooker. I think, to be honest, you got to put this guy. I think we're going to put him. I think I'll put him here. I think I'll put him at the end of elite. Cyril Gane. I think Cyril Gane is another elite fighter. I know elite is getting kind of filled up here, but I'm going to put him in elite, I think, Cyril Gane. Man, should I put him at the top of elite? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna put him at I'm gonna put him at third, at fourth, I mean, at elite. I think that's fair. Cody Garbrandt. I mean, like I said, if we're talking prime versus now, two different stories. However, overall, I think I'm going to put him at the top of the journeyman class, to be honest. But he definitely looked good for that short period of time. Ian Gary, I just discussed about Shavkat. I feel like he looked good. I'm gonna put him in elite, but I'm gonna put him behind Cyril Gane, I think. Kelvin Gastelum. I'm gonna put Kelvin Gastelum in. I don't want to put him in jobber, but I might just put him in jobber. He hasn't won a lot of fights. Obviously, I think probably the highlight of his career was that fight with Adesanya where he lost. But also knocking out Michael Bisping was probably another highlight. But I put him there. A jobber. Perhaps maybe unranked. We'll see. But GSP, I mean, you got to put in the GOAT. Now, is he above Anderson Silva? I put him below Anderson Silva for a multitude of reasons. Now, I do think that GSP beats Anderson Silva. But I think, personally, resume, if we're talking about, I think the fact that Anderson Silva got so many finishes, went up and down weight classes, I think that plays a part. While, GSP did just stay in one weight class. And obviously went up to middleweight for that one fight with Michael Bisping after he retired. But, And GSP does have some good names on his resume as well, but I think Anderson Silva just takes it. in my opinion. Bobby Green, and this is a top 5, so I'm going to probably have to knock out someone soon. Bobby Green, GOAT. No, good. Bobby Green, I'd probably put at, I'll probably put him in Journeyman. No, I'll put him in Elite. Actually, no, I'll put him in Journeyman. The top of Journeyman, I think, is fair because we're really clearing out Elite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We already got 15 in here. So that means if we knock out somebody, they go down to Journeyman. If we knock out anyone here, they go up. So, I don't know. We'll see. Jamal Hill. Now, Jamal Hill, I think, is an elite fighter. Or actually, no, I think he's actually above an elite fighter. I'm going to put him at the end of top 50. I know he just lost to Yuri, so right now, I know that he just lost right now. It's like top 50, but look, when you look at what he beat. I know, really. I mean, the problem here with Jamal too is he doesn't have a lot of good wins. He beat Glover, which I think was very impressive. I didn't think he was going to beat Glover at the time, and then but before that, he beat Thiago Santos, and then I think he beat Johnny Walker. But I'll put him in top 50. I think he's actually pretty good. Kevin Holland, it pains me to say we just did a video on him that did very well on the channel. Go check it out if you guys haven't. I personally rate Kevin Holland's skills. However, he's definitely a journeyman at the top, and I think above Bobby Green. I think he definitely is quite literally a journeyman. As I think that's what it is. GSP versus Silva. I mean, GSP over Silva. Look, I could see that. I don't necessarily would blame anybody because, as I said, I think GSP actually beats Anderson, but it's close. And I just think that Silva's resume and his finishes for me put him above GSP. He got his arm, ended up moving up in that weight class. He got his arm snapped against Paul Craig. Oh yeah, well, I don't think that. I mean, look, that's a loss. But at the end of the day, I still think he's top 50. Everyone loses. And also, I don't think Paul Craig is overall better than Jamal Hill. Max Holloway. I mean, you definitely got to put in legends. I'm gonna put him above Jose Aldo. You got to put him there. That's point blank. Period. Call it right then and there. Dan Hooker. I would probably put. I mean, he came off a good one against Mateusz Gamrot, who's been looking good recently. I'm gonna put him in elite, I think, which means we got to bump out somebody. Let's see. I'll put him above Cyril Gahn, hot take at this point, and maybe even above Jared Cannonier, to be honest. And I'm gonna move. I guess I'm gonna have to move him up. I mean, move Brock Lesnar to top 50 because I think we gotta kind of stay within this 15 range. Next up, John Jones, GOAT for me. I've been saying I think he's number 1 GOAT. I know that you could say, oh, he's taking PDs. I think I agree that that should be talked about, and I'm not making any excuses for it, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, John Jones, I feel like anybody could be taking PDs, and if we're just gonna judge it based on who's taking them or not, then that's not going to work out. Then I feel like we're ignoring a lot of people. But I want to talk about this guy because I'm like, who the hell is this guy? What the fuck is this? Does anyone know this guy? The fuck? Let me know if anyone knows this guy in the chat. Otherwise, I'm skipping him for now. I don't know who this guy is. Yeah, I don't even know where he is. So, okay, I lost him. Oh, he's gone. I don't know. Well, he just disappeared. That was weird. Moving on, I guess. Moving on here. All right. Derek Lewis. I'll wait for one of y'all to tell me who that was, but I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I don't even know. Maybe I'm a casual. Who knows? Maybe I got exposed. Derek Lewis, I think he's a journeyman. I think he's also another guy that's kind of a definition of a journeyman. I'm gonna put him below Kevin Holland. No, I'll put him above Kevin Holland, to be honest, actually, because he definitely has some decent wins, actually. And I think that he has some things on his resume that make you go like, okay, I could see. He went to distance recently with Jailton Almeida, which not a lot of people have done. I think he's actually the only guy in his career to go to distance with them, but I'm not sure. Vicente Luque is next. Vicente came off of a pretty good win, but he was a little bit on a little bit of a pause before that. I'm going to put him, I think, at journeyman. I'm going to put him below Cody Garbrandt. Shara Bullet, we don't know how good this guy is. I feel I don't like these names calling him a journeyman. I'm gonna put him actually. I'm gonna put him in unranked because we just don't know. I'm putting him at the top of unranked because we actually don't even know. Oh, like this is the guy, so I don't know who this guy is. Vigneon, though, let me know. But we're not gonna rank him. Islam Makhachev, guys. I'm gonna put him. If we're talking, this is the top 4. I'm put him in. I'll put him in the GOATs, and I'll put Khabib down. I'll put him in the GOATs. I mean, I think it's hard to deny at this point that he is up there in the conversation for greatest lightweight of all time, maybe even greatest of all time, period. Manel Cape. I'm going to put Manel Cape. I think he's actually pretty good too, but he is, I think, man, where should I put him? I'm going to put him here, and I'm going to move Gilbert Burns up because I don't think that Fiziev should go down. And I think Gilbert Burns in the top 50 doesn't make me so angry. But I think we're going to have to start lowering some people to journeyman. But, yeah, no, but I think Manel Cap is actually pretty good. I think he's really decent. I think he hopefully will fight for a title soon. I think that would be an interesting fight, him and Pantoja. But I think they're probably going to give it to Kaikara France, and probably rightfully so. Jorge Masvidal is another guy that's kind of the exact definition of a journeyman. I'm going to put him above Kevin Holland, but below Derek Lewis. I still think Derek Lewis has actually achieved an underrated amount in terms of being a quote-unquote journeyman. Now, Conor McGregor, the name of the video, we're finally at this guy. I would look, and like, there's another thing. We're talking about 2 careers, prime career or all time. Which one is it? Those are 2 different stories. We're talking about all time here. And let's talk about his resume. I mean, he beat Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo, Eddie Alvarez. I mean, those are legendary names. I mean, he beat a lot of legendary guys, period. Like, the people that he beat are guys that are still talked about, and relevant. Beat Dustin Poirier in his prime, beat Max Holloway in his prime. I'm going to put Conor McGregor. I think this one might rustle a few feathers. I'm going to put him in the top 50 at the end of it, though. At the end of the top 50. That's what I think. Especially moving up now weight class, I think counts for something, so that's good. Stipe, I'm actually gonna also put. I'm gonna put him in the top. I'm gonna put him in the top 40. I'm gonna put him actually below Cejudo, I think, or actually I'm gonna put him above Cejudo. He might even go in the top 25. Actually, I might put him in the top 25. I might move him down though. We'll see when all things are said and done. Brandon Moreno is another guy, and we're almost done with this. This is a long ass tier list, guys. But Brandon Moreno, he's a guy that was a flyweight champion for a while, but he kind of wasted his prime, I think, fighting Figueiredo in a lot of ways. But I'm going to put him, I think he's also top 50, guys. I think he is top 50 level. I would probably put him, I'll put him next to Leon, I think is fair. I think that's more than fair. Bilal Muhammad, man, I think I'll also put him in the top 50 above Leon. I think that's what you kind of have to do. We're kind of filling up, man, this tier list. We're filling it up. Jeff Neal. He's a guy that I think is elite. I think so. Or I'm going to put him in the top 50, actually. Or no, I won't put him in the top 50. I'll put him here, and then I'll move someone up to the top 50. Let me see. Where should I put Jeff Neal, guys? I'm going to put Jeff Neal. I'll put Jeff Neal before Sean Brady. Hot take, I know. Sean Brady might wind up beating him, and that changes everything. But for now, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put Dan Hooker to top 50, which is crazy. Who would have thought Dan Hooker would have come back? Francis Ngannou. I mean, I think this guy is top 50 as well. To be quite honest, I think he's top 50. I'll put him next to Leon Edwards and next to Brandon Moreno. I think his power is something that's going to be one of one, and we might never see again, to be honest. But I think he's top 50. Oh, my God. We have Umar. I think we're going to have to put Umar in. Look, he hasn't beaten a lot of guys, You know what I mean? He has not beaten a lot of guys. And because I'm going to put him in unranked because I kind of take this as, look, these guys are unproven kind of. But I'll put him there for now. Oliveira, I think, is in top 10 legends. I actually put him above Khabib in GOAT status. Just because I feel like he's kind of achieved similar things. I know that's going to rustle some feathers. I saw already people saying Khabib was the GOAT. I saw Johnny say this, so I know that might rustle his feathers a bit, but I had to put Charles Oliveira above Khabib, to be honest, because I feel like he has faster finishes, has better wins, has a better resume. I know he has losses, which is, like 10 losses or something, which is the big thing that I know a lot of people are going to bring up, but I think that those losses are fine as long as the names kind of outmatch that, and I think they do in this case. Sean O'Malley, though, on the other hand, where should we put him? I think Sean O'Malley is still great. I think I'll probably put him in. I'll put him at the end of the. Actually, I'll put him. I'll put him here right before Dricus du Plessis. To be honest, I think he's actually a pretty good fighter, and I think he still is. Alistair Overeem has not fought in a long time. Had some good wins, but I never felt like was super like at the elite level, especially in the UFC. So I'm gonna put him in journeyman as well. I'm gonna put him behind Cerrone. Alexandre Pantoja, I'm going to put in the top 40, and I'm going to put him below Dricus du Plessis. So keep that in mind. Sergey Pavlovich is another guy that's good. I'm going to put him in journeyman. I'm going to put him above Alistair Overeem. I'm actually put him above more names, actually. I'm going to put him below Cody Garbrandt. I think that's fair. I mean, obviously he hasn't looked all that good recently, but, we'll see. I think, and Alex Pereira. I'm thinking, do I put him in the GOAT now? Put him in legendary, top of legendary. Think he gets one over Oliveira just because it seems like he's been the champion for more longer and has good names. And, I mean, man, him and Oliveira, that's a tough one to pick. I might actually put Oliveira above him, in all honesty. Paddy Pimblett, the man, the myth, the legend. I'm going to put him in, I think, journeyman because, look, he is good. I'm going to put him in the top of journeyman, I think. Or actually, I'll put him below Derek Lewis. He hasn't proven all that much. I thought the Bobby Green one was good. He was actually, I think, an underdog in that fight, weirdly enough. I showed you guys. I bet on him. He was like plus 160 Patty, and I got a lot of money in return because I was like, dude, there's no way Patty's going to lose to Bobby Green. But, yeah, dominated that fight and looked good. Khabib should be in GOAT list. So the reason Khabib's not in the GOAT list is because it's only 5. And I think these 5 are better. So that's why I'm just doing that. I'm just following the rules of the thing. But, yeah, I think I would have definitely put him I would have left him there if I could. I would have left Oliveira, Pereira, Khabib there. And I think I would have probably cut off at Holloway and Aldo. But Dustin Poirier, I'm also going to put in Legends, I think. I mean, I'm going to put him above Max Holloway. I think he goes in Legends for now. For now, we will. I think this is another one where it has to be 5, if I'm not mistaken. This could be that. I think this is it. This is 5, top 10. Yeah, so I got to kick someone out again. So I'm going to kick Aldo, I think, to the down. Aldo got kicked out of the top 5 legends or whatever. Just got here. I'm late. Yo, what's up, Jimbo? My man. We're just ranking them. So you came at a good time because we got a decent amount left. Yuri Prohaska. I'm going to put Yuri at, man, Yuri looked really good this past weekend. I'm going to put him under Hamzat, I think. I think that's a fair placement, actually. I think that's fair. And also, I'm going to actually boost up. I feel like I was too mean about Bilal. I'm going to put Bilal here. I think I was too mean on Bilal. Jimbo the man. Alexander Ratchik did not look good in his last fight against whoever. I don't even know who. Let's see, is this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so this is 15, so we got some room. I'm actually thinking of putting him in Journeyman. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about putting him in Journeyman. To be honest, I'll put him in Journeyman. I'm going to put him here before Overeem. Yoel Romero. Man, he's a guy I think is elite. Man. I'll put him in the elite category. I'll put him here, and I'm going to move Jared up, probably. I'll move Jared Cannonier up. I mean, I'm going to move Jared Cannonier down. I'll move Cyril Gane up, actually. Fun fact. Khalil Roundtree looked good against Pereira, but I'm still going to put him as unranked. Or even I'm going to put him in Journeyman, and I'm going to move down Overeem. And I'm going to even move up Khalil over what's his name? Jack, I saw a vid of you getting your PS5 picks. Yes, a lot of people have been tweeting me, adding me, asking if this was me. So yes, this was me. I got my PS5 fixed from Money Talk Wireless, and a guy on Instagram. He has a pretty big following. I didn't even realize he had all that big of a following. Until like I got there and I saw like, oh, like, you know, this like subscriber plaque and like all this and that, and then I looked him up after. I was like, oh shit, like this guy's pretty big. But I just went because I saw a guy that fixed PS5s. My PS5 was like overheating like crazy, so I was like, yo, let me just go to him and ask him how much it was. It was actually really cheap. So I was like, yo, fuck it, I'll go. It was like an hour, a little over an hour out of my way. Went there, dropped it off, came back and got it, and yeah, I was fixing. I did this a few weeks ago at this point. So yeah, no, I have seen a lot of people adding me, and that was me, for the record. And yeah, you guys go check it out on his page, Money Talk Wireless. So check it out. So Brandon Royval, he is I would probably put him in unranked. I'll put him below Umar. But it's debatable, to be honest. Benoit Saint-Denis. I mean, he's hard, man. I would put him at the top of unranked, to be honest. Corey Sandhagen, I'm gonna put in the top 40, man. Even though I know although I think we're at the cutoff for top 40, so this we can only put. Oh no, this one we could put. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna follow this shit anymore. Whatever. There's unlimited caps. This is getting too complicated. I'm gonna put Corey Sandhagen at the top because I actually fuck with Corey Sandhagen heavy, and I know it might be like, oh, he's that high and Umar's that low. Yes, that's how it is because I think Corey's really that skilled. I think we could obviously put Anthony Smith below Johnny Walker, seeing he's also lost to Johnny Walker. Damn, we're almost done with this list. Song Yadong. I'm going to put Song Yadong at, where should I put Song Yadong? I'll put Song Yadong, because he lost to Piotr Jan. Whatever, I'm just going to put whoever, wherever at this point. So I'm going to put him, I'll put him at elite. I mean, I'll put him at elite. I'll put him here. I think that's fair. Or maybe, yeah, I'll put him here. I'll put him in front of Fiziev. I think, and Sterling. I think Sterling you can put in the top 40. I think for sure. Top 40 is 1,000% fair. Has the most title defenses in bantamweight history. Sean Strickland, I'll put him in top 50, I think, too. I think I'll put him in the top 50. Or actually, I'll put him here. I'll put him in top 40, honestly, because I feel like he gets one up on Yuri. Glover. I think Glover has a long career where I think you could put him in the top. I think you could put him in the top 50. I think you could put him above. I'm going to put him above Brandon Moreno. Stephen Thompson. This guy, yeah, I think it pains me to say because I'm a big Stephen Thompson fan. But I think you got to kind of put him at, I'll put him in elite. I'll put him above, actually, he's done pretty decent because I'll probably put him in the middle here, above Eddie Alvarez under Sean Brady. The only thing good about Conor McGregor is that he was the first of certain milestones. On paper, he's shit. Yeah, no, that's for sure. He definitely did a lot of achievements. But I also don't even think on paper he's shit. I actually think it's just that, that honestly, I think really too, it's just that the fact is, look, the lightweight division is really good. I don't even think he's really all that bad. I just think it's really also that he's fighting really good guys and he's not well-rounded enough to beat those guys. I mean, let's be real with ourselves. Arman Sarukian, obviously, look, he really could have been judged heavily if he would have fought, didn't fight. I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna put him. I think it's, let me see, top 50. I'm going to put him in elite, I think. I think elite is fair. I'm going to put him in the top of elite. Bam Tuivasa. Oh my God. I'm going to have to put him pretty low as well. I'm going to put him here. I'll put Alistair above Tai Tuivasa. Jalen Turner, I'm going to put as a jobber. I'm going to put, just because he hasn't really proven all that much. Actually, I'll put him in unranked. I'll put him above I'll put him above Anthony Smith, below Johnny Walker. Kamaru Usman, I think if we're talking, like I said, all time, I mean, I would say put this guy in top 25, and maybe even Aljamain Sterling throw in the top 25 as well. Maybe we do that. Marvin Vettori announced also he has some fight news, and where does he rank here? I'd probably put him. Man, I don't want to put him in elite because there's just so many people. So I'll put him in journeyman, and I'll put him at the top. Volkanovski also in the top. I mean, he's 25er as well, top 25. I think you put him honestly there. You put him there, top, top 25. Yeah, like I think you put him at the top over there. What's up, everybody watching? Alexander Volkov. I would probably put Volkov. Like I said, he looked good against Strogani, even though he lost the fight. I'll probably put him on journeyman as well. I'll put him below Derek Lewis. Robert Whitaker, just because if we're talking all time, and I feel like that's a fair, and Robert Whitaker, I'll put him in the top 25. I think too. He's a really good fighter as well. Tyron Woodley, Tyron Woodley's funny. I think I'll put him in elite. Honestly, I think elite is fair. I think I'll put him, and I think I gotta clear out elite a little bit. I think elite has kind of taken a life of its own, and I think I gotta kind of, let's see. I'll put him above Wonder Boy. I'm gonna move some people down. I'm gonna move Ratchik and Khalil, I think, down, and then I'm gonna bring down these two, and I think that's fair. I think that's pretty fair. For the rankings, Piotr Jan, I mean, you could put him in top 50. I mean, or you could put him in elite. I think he's elite. I think he goes here, and I think we bring down Manel Cap. And then we put down, Donald Cerrone falling off, man. The journeyman bracket. Cheeto Vera, I'd put him at the top of journeyman. Actually, I think he's the top of journeyman, and then we're gonna bring him down. Sadiq Yusuf is, shout out to him, one of the first interview on the channel, the first video on the channel with him. So we love him for that. I'll probably put him in. I'll put him in unranked. I just think he hasn't really proven himself all that much because obviously the Edson Barboza, I thought he looked good early on, but then Edson wound up winning that fight. Are you saying he's shit now or he's shit in even active years of prime? That's a good question. That's why I kind of paused on that too. Let's see. I'll put him in. If we're talking about all time, I'll put him right here. Or I'll put him right here. I think that's fair. Or actually, I'll put him right here. Demetrius Johnson. I mean, I would probably put him in the GOAT category. And that means Max Holloway. Well, actually, this probably makes sense because Max Holloway, I'm actually going to put Volkanovski there, and I'm going to put Dustin Poirier there. So that we're getting towards the meat and potatoes here. All right, guys. Kai Kara-France. I'm going to put him in top ranked and put him at the top of top ranked. Actually, I'm going to put him below. Actually, no, I'll put him here. I'll put him at the top. Matt Frivola, I'm going to put in Jobber at the top, to be honest, because he still has a lot to prove himself. Davison Figueiredo, I'm going to put high. I'm going to put him high up. I'll put him in the top 50, I think. Personally. I think I'll put him above Colby. I'll put him above Colby before Moreno. Merab Dvalishvili, I mean, I'm going to put him at the end of the top 40. I think after that performance and what he's been able to do as of late, I'm actually going to put him above Bilal. I'm actually going to put him here. I think right here is fair. I think Pantoja is where we cut it off. Pantoja, I think, ranks a bit higher than him. We're going to put Dominic Cruz, especially if we're talking all-time and everything like this. I was thinking about this the other day. He really does have a good resume and still doesn't have that many losses for a guy that's been around this long. I'm going to put Dominic Cruz. But speaking of another Dominic Reyes, we're going to put here. Ilya Taporia. I think I'll put in the top 25. I'll put him at the top. Or actually, I'll put him below. I'll put him below Poirier and below Holloway in terms of... Actually, no, I'll put him above Holloway. I don't think we could do it that blatant. Bo Nickel. I'll put Bo Nickel. I'm gonna put Bo Nickel in unranked, guys, because we don't really know much about him. I'm gonna put him though above Anthony Smith. I'll put him above Anthony Smith. You guys know how I feel about Bo Nickel. I don't think he's proven himself much at all. Jim Miller, I'll put him at the top of unranked because I feel like he's like a journeyman guy, and we're not gonna rank him because I still have no clue who that is. It doesn't seem like anyone else does. So this is the top 100 or so. This is the top 100 or so, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this list, man. This was a long one, man. This was a long video, long live stream, a long list that we did today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what your GOATs are in the comment section below. Who do you guys think is the GOAT? My GOAT, I think, this is my top 5. I think is pretty fair. I think Islam being over Demetrius Johnson's a big deal for me, but I genuinely think he deserves it. I think that Islam has proven himself time and time again, beat one of the greatest featherweights, if not the greatest featherweight in Volkanovski, and has defended his title a bunch of times, beat Dustin Poirier. I mean, look at the people on here. I mean, Islam beat Oliveira, who's here, who he beat also, probably beat Khabib in the training room, but beat Volkanovski, Poirier. I mean, who else? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And those are just the top 25 according to this. So, I mean, how could you not put them up so high, guys? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys give, for real, for real. there's going to be the video tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tune in for that. And there's also going to be there's also going to be a live stream on Sunday. Are you gonna do one for women's? I wouldn't mind doing one for a women's weight class. I didn't even realize that there was no women in this tier list, to be honest, until you just mentioned it. But that would definitely be interesting. I wouldn't mind doing it for sure, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, appreciate all the support, appreciate all the love, guys. I'm gonna go now. This went way longer than I expected. I actually am running late, but I love y'all. You guys are the GOATs. New video tomorrow. Stay tuned. Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Destro. Thank you, Hamza. Thank you to anybody that's been watching. Those are the names I'm seeing right now. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. I feel it. I'm gonna take it with me, and I'll see you guys later. What's your inst? It's in my description. Join the Discord too.